Well, Libra, there's nothing worse than disputes over money, finances. And I want to talk about that because this month you'll notice that the movement of Mars is going to make its way into this second house of your horoscope. The second house also, at this time of the year, has the transit of the Sun, and also take a look here on the 2nd of November, the retrograde Mercury, which for you is actually ruling your 12th house of expenses, losses, deceit. Got to be very, very careful. I don't like the association of this 12th house and the second house, unless, of course, you are a philanthropist and you want to give away a whole lot of money, because, 12th house is loss of money, expenditure, but there are different types of expenditure. So if you're helping people and you're sharing the money around, I suggest you send me a little. No, I'm just joking. You just be careful of that, because it can also relate to theft or loss of money. In any case, in some ways the retrogression of Mercury is good, because it tells us you're going back over old ground, really re-examining your approach to money. And we'll keep an eye on this Mars, because that's when this area is going to be very, very strongly activated. Health issues may dominate the picture here while the Moon and Neptune are in conjunction in the 6th house. This is a repetitive transit that's going to happen every month. So around these times, around the 7th and the 8th of the month, do take care. And you'll also notice here Venus and Jupiter in your 3rd house, this lucky combination lifting your 3rd house of communication, study, short journeys. Also siblings. If you've had any problems with your siblings, this is the time to smooth things over. And that's important, because anything that's troubling you is going to disturb you and distract you, as will this transit on the 12th, when the Moon transits Uranus in this 8th house. And this is also linked, especially by virtue of the fact that it's a full moon on the 12th here. Look at this full moon impacting the Sun and that retrograde Mercury from this recent disturbing, unnerving combination of the Moon and Uranus in the shared resources sector. This 8th house is shared resources. It moves then to the 9th house, which has to do with legal matters. I'm tying all these threads together because it all started with finance, did it not? And the way you're handling your finances this month, this seems to be the trend. Fortunately, this 3rd house, which has to do with contracts, negotiations, the way you speak, the way you think, is going to counteract this retrograde Mercury. Still, it's advisable not to take too many uncalculated risks at this time. Moon moves through your 10th house, so this couple of days, 16, 17, 18, 19, into the 11th house, especially if you're doing any sort of independent business, you'll be focused on the business area of your life. Some tough aspects here though. This could just simply be dealing with increasing your profits. It also has to do with friendships. That T-square that we just saw there with Mars and Uranus is very telling. That can be an explosive event that takes place where you don't expect it. It comes from left of field. And then that moon, if you keep following it, tracing it down into that 12th house around the 20th, again is important because it happens just as Mercury moves out of the retrograde phase. See the stationary? Now it's stationary direct. It will start to move back in its forward motion, and that is coincidental with Mars, the ruler of this 2nd house of finance, income, money, value system, making its way here. Now, I would say to you that you must still wait maybe a few days before throwing your money wherever it was you're going to throw it to. You'll be impulsive in any case, and the important thing I wanted to stress at the outset of the reading had to do with discussions about money. That may be more the case here as Mars has moved to the 2nd, Sun to the 3rd. So this is the negotiations that take place. This is the impulse that may take place. So you're going to have to control yourself under these transits and not really feel as if, well, Mercury's now direct, I can go and do whatever I want. You need to still be informed. You need to make informed decisions. You need to have all of the facts before you. Leaving that aside, this is lovely. This brings a softer energy to the 4th house on the 26th. Venus, having just passed Jupiter, bringing those beneficial rays of Jupiter into the 4th house, which is your family arena. Venus and 4th house also have to do with vehicles and cars. So this could be relating to a vehicle, purchasing a new vehicle, could be purchasing a new property too. 4th house has to do with all of your fixed assets. Now, you may not buy a new property, you may beautify it, do a little bit of redecoration. That's quite likely with this combination. And then we see the new moon, previous new moon here, coming into that 4th house to add a touch of excitement and initiative to what it is that you're doing. I'm going to be back next month, so we're going to continue the ongoing soap opera of star sign Libra. I hope you'll join me. In the meantime, stop in at my site, astrology.com.au. We've got more there on the month, the year, and 2020. I've already started uploading the full readings for the next 12 months, which I'm sure you'll find fascinating. Drop me a line, subscribe, and don't forget to get your personal reading, because that's usually important at the end of the year to see where you're going in your life. I look forward to that. Bye-bye now.